Welcome to 614Fempreneur, Columbus's #1 female entrepreneur show. JKW, what's going on?
Hey, Michael, thank you so much. You keep on saying that. We are the #1.
#1 and only one.
It is Jennifer Kessel-White here, your favorite Columbus real estate agent, real estate investor, and you know what? Just an all-around girl boss believer, female entrepreneurial advocate. Let's do this. And I'm so excited for our guest today.
Ooh, I gotta say, we got 2 cool guests in a row.
No, all of our guests are cool, but these ones are exceptionally
on a different level of coolness.
Yeah.
I mean, look, she's got her shades on.
I wish I had my sunglasses on too right now. This is, I want to introduce everyone to Pastel. Pastel is the co-founder of Humans of Columbus, as well as the local celebrity DJ, if you will.
Yes.
Oh, Pastel. Hi. How's it going?
Well, I can't complain.
Yeah,
I can't complain.
That was
an introduction.
Like that.
That was an introduction for sure.
She's over here smiling ear to
ear.
I know. She's so cool. She's so cool. Badass.
I like it. So tell us what you do, because you are a woman of many hats, and go ahead and give us your spiel.
The wardrobe. Show us the hat wardrobe.
Oh, well, I mean, I've always just kind of believed it. You can kind of do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
So I've done that pretty much my whole life. It hasn't always been easy, but I worked in corporate America. I underwrote loans for about 10 years, and I learned a lot, seen a lot.
Yeah.
And I also started DJing around that time. I always had something. I needed something to stimulate me outside of this
corporate
job.
Yeah.
Because
totally.
I just knew that wasn't this shouldn't feel like this. So, I've always had that little side hustle. We call it side hustles.
Yep.
I always had that little side hustle. I got laid off about 2 years ago, and that's when I decided I was going to do it. I was going to go for it.
To just go full time.
I was going to go for it,
Perfect
and
timing.
I didn't really know exactly what I was going to do or what that looked like, but I just knew I had to do it because...
Well, that's what they say a lot. When people get laid off, it's kind of an opportunity maybe that at the time you're worried about, but it is a chance to maybe pivot, switch directions, right? Do something completely different.
Absolutely. I think that happens with so many people where they're like, you know what, now or never, let's do this.
Right.
I was worried, but it was a different type of worry. I wasn't worried about how I was going to pay bills or anything like that. I was really just worried about, I guess just not knowing what it was going to look like.
Yeah.
I knew that I wasn't afraid to take the risk. I mean, I was just a little bit, but it was just different. It was different from being 18 and just trying to figure it out. I was just at this point, I had lost a lot. I learned a lot of lessons, so I was just now or never.
Well, and as we know, when you work for someone else, they lay out the foundation. They tell you what to do. When you're a business owner, you're the one that has to create everything, right? Every rule, every process, everything.
Yeah.
In addition to creating your income.
Yeah, that's another task in itself.
So you started while you were working in the underwriting field, DJing on the side, and then when you left, you were like, I'm digging in, I'm going to go full blown. So tell me, it's been 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
How have you started, and where are you now? Because you're very well known in our community. So tell me about that.
So, something I always liked to do growing up was cook.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandmother and my grandfather actually, he's from the South, so cooking was always big in our family. My grandparents always made that a thing for us. I was the only one that kind of gravitated towards it, but I didn't realize it until I was again, older, 10 years, 12 years. I actually moved schools and I had to go to a different school that I didn't really care for. So I went to the vocational school as a way to kind of get away.
Yeah.
I was into fashion. I was into everything. I really wanted to go for culinary, but I couldn't get down with the outfits. So I went for cosmetology, which is another hat.
Was that a good outfit?
No, but it was better.
Well, it's just you get to wear what you want. I mean, the chefs have to wear. No,
not
kidding?
when you're at the vocational school.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Just to me,
but the outfit was just better, more comfortable.
I kind of. If I had to weigh it out.
If I had to put a dress on, I wouldn't go.
I'm team no dress.
You know what I mean?
Hard on the no dress.
Yeah, if I had to weigh it
out. So
out.
I get it.
Yeah, so I went for it. I could do it. It just, I wasn't passionate about it. And I knew that. So through the years, I've always enjoyed cooking for my friends and like having people over during holidays. Just call it like Black Sheep Thanksgivings. All of our
I
friends
love that.
and just just come over.
That's so much better than Friendsgiving.
Yeah,
Actually, Thanksgiving.
just having a place to come. So that was always something that I enjoyed, and people always encouraged me to like kind of take it further. And I'm just like, whatever. After being laid off and just kind of having like this flash of like reality, my friends kind of encouraged me enough to kind of go into business and do this whole
and kind
dinner
of
thing.
start applying your
Yeah.
passion of cooking, which now it kind of makes sense because over the years, we've been friends on Facebook, and I would always see you posting these amazing meals that I was jealous that I couldn't have a bite of.
Just Facebook friends don't get dinner invites. Sorry, you just stepped it up a notch.
But also, like your DJing career has put you around all of this amazing food too, because you have been at some great local spots as kind of their house DJ over the years.
Yeah, I have. I went from doing clubs, like I was really good friends with all the club owners back in the day. That's kind of how I actually landed in clubs. I literally went from LA. I learned to DJ on the plane using some software and made a mixie and shot my shot.
Wow.
So that's how I got into the clubs. And before I knew it, I just wanted to do my own thing. I was, being in a club, sometimes you're
You have to play to the crowd.
well, not really. Well, to a degree, but they just kind of have their own idea of how they want their club to flow and what they want you to play. So kind of telling you what to play.
Yeah.
And I just didn't really care for that. So I just bought my own gear and I started doing my own events. People be like, do you do weddings? I'm just like, I never thought I would do that. But my step into it was, I'll do a friend's wedding.
Right.
And that's how I got comfortable.
So I think that it's just a common scene that we see over and over again with people that own their own businesses and individuals like us, where we're just like, you know what? I don't want to listen to what anybody has to say. I need to do my own thing.
You're right.
Respectfully, like, I know myself and I am horrible with authority. Like, go ahead and give me a task and I'm going to be like, I'm not going to do that at all. Actually, the opposite now.
And why do you think that is? Is it really authority, or is it that you want to kind of be a leader and you kind of want to express your creativity?
So I think that a little bit of it has to do with like a controlling aspect where I don't want to be controlled. But then on top of that, a little bit is, if you look at the disc profile, I'm a high D. I'm 99% D, which is just like more of the dominant force. And I probably think my ideas are better than others too. And that's just honest. Like, I'm like, ooh, you know what is great? No, I don't want to implement them. I want other people to do that for me.
But so you're good at creating the
like,
idea, the vision.
And so
yes,
that's an authority issue. But I think that like when you say like, hey, I didn't want you to tell me what to do at a wedding, because I think that probably DJing a wedding could be one of the most if in my spirit would be something that I want to shoot myself in the face, because if you tell me to play the chicken dance, I'm going to be like, hard no, and like we're not doing that, So when you talk about DJing and having that ownership and doing it in a free spirit type of way, you really have to find the right match for you,
because that's how you're kind of expressing your creativity.
Yeah. And I don't take on every wedding. I don't take on every gig. Now I have the ability to say, I'm not a good fit for that. So
where do you DJ now?
I do all private events. Something I do have consistently, DJ at Lincoln Social.
Love that.
I also recently started up DJing for this pop-up at Seven Sun called Daiquiri Days.
Nice.
With a few local bartenders throughout the city. They actually put that together and onboarded me. So
that's cool. So you've got your DJ thing going on, which also plays into this other project, because you've got music, you've got food, you've already touched on your passion for food. So talk about this other project and how the two worlds kind of collide.
You're going to talk about Humans of Columbus.
Well, yeah. So, Pan 2. So a friend of mine actually finished up a coffee table, Alexia Winfield. She did two coffee table books actually called the Columbus Book Project.
Love it.
she completed that, and as we were kind of at my table brainstorming, like, so what are you guys passionate about? She always asks that, all of her friends, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? Kind of puts the spotlight on you. Because, like, do you actually think about what you're passionate about?
That right there is a good question.
So
I don't think a lot of people know. Not to cut you
yeah,
off.
no,
You
you're
know what
fine.
I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't. It's
No.
a real conversation.
When I realized my passion, I cried. True story, because I thought it was something else. And then when I found it,
Yes.
I literally,
That's how powerful it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's so moving. She encouraged my partner and I to kind of dig deeper, because she's like, I see what you guys are doing and you don't even realize it, like, and you're not even trying. Imagine if you actually tried.
Right.
And so we started brainstorming, and we literally just went through our scope of friends and was like, how about we just let's try this.
Yep.
So we put together a party of like 35 individuals that we know, DJs, realtors, whatever. And Edgeworth Creative was gracious enough to allow us to host our first dinner there, and it was entirely free. We paid for it out of our own pocket. We did all the decor. We didn't realize how expensive this thing was going to get, you know, but dreams are not cheap.
They are, and it was your way to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times you do have to find a way to add value, give value to people for free, right? In your case, it costs you some money, but that probably helped.
It's an investment.
Totally.
Yes, always an investment.
But that probably maybe helped get you.
It was an investment in my spirit, and it was an investment in other people's spirit to kind of encourage them that they can do it. Whatever they're doing, whatever they're working on, I want to put together a pool of people that are here for you and that want to support you. Because a lot of times what I realize, just coming from, you know, my own, you know, situation, sometimes you don't have the resources. Like whether it's lack of knowledge, lack of education, lack of resources, it could be lack of etc.
So you pulled together like 35 people that you knew would help support you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if they would help support me, but I wanted to show them I was going to take the first step. I was going to support them.
Okay.
So it's like the past guest, she said, it's very important to support people. It is.
Yeah.
Because how could you expect something out of other people that you're not willing to give?
Everybody wants to ask for something, but you have to provide value too, you know, and just being present in someone's life and knowing you care about them. And then, hey, I hope you're doing okay. Great.
It's easy. It's
so
costs
easy.
You nothing.
It's so easy. So I want you to dig into Humans of Columbus, because I was so fortunate to run across them on Instagram, and I was like, what is this cool, amazing, like, thing that just is out of control? And that was when your first, or maybe it wasn't your first dinner, but it was the dinner at the cemetery.
Yeah. Ooh, that was that was the Green Lawn Abbey.
Yes.
Okay, so like tell us like the whole concept, and then get into details, maybe even about that event.
So I was at the next one that was their Zen event. So, but when I saw the Green Lawn Abbey event, I was like, I need to be a part of whatever they do next, because I cannot go further without that.
That's cool.
That one, we wanted to do an Addams Family meets Beetlejuice type vibe.
Ah, goosebumps.
But there wasn't anywhere that we could think of that. It wasn't an Airbnb that we knew of that could give us that vision.
Right.
So, you know, there's a lot of thought that goes behind every single aspect of what we do. We have a design team, a fashion team, culinary team, a bake team, stylists. We have a
florist.
a florist. We have
the florist.
We have people recruit locations for us. We have, I mean, we've thought about it.
Yeah.
Wow. We have something
so
for
much.
an electrician. We have everything.
So
we have everything.
What does like an event look like, and why do you do it?
So basically it starts with the concept. The concept, that's the root. Everything else just kind of sprouts from there. So we base our menu off of Gabby's ideas.
And you're the chef for this, Pastel, right?
I'm one of the chefs. We are all executives. We don't do labels.
No, yeah.
Because essentially everybody has their own business or should be working on their own business outside of this. So like this is just the hub where we all come together.
I love it.
That's awesome.
You know, it's no more mine than it is anyone else's. Everyone does the work. This is a passion project for a lot of people. And right now we're at the beginning stages of where we're still in the red. So, people use their resources, their talents to help us put on this production. So without every single individual, and more coming,
So
we wouldn't be able to do it.
give an example of what, like, for example, the Greenlawn Abbey event looked like. You know, so you wanted to do Beetlejuice meets Addams Family, like,
And I've never
go
really,
into start, like, someone walks in and they're here for the event. And just like I did, I was like, I'm purposely going to this event by myself
That's what I was
because
gonna ask.
my goal, and I think that what I kind of got from Humans of Columbus is that they want you to go in and meet new people and learn about other people in Columbus that you could vibe with. I mean, I met so many people that night and just talked for hours. It was nonstop.
yeah.
And, you know, you're just like, hey, bring a bottle of your favorite cocktails. You know, I brought champagne because,
Yeah, it's about genuine hospitality.
Yeah.
This is truly just an extension of our dinner table. This is what it looks like to come
Yes.
in our home.
I love it. All right, so set the scene up for someone who doesn't know what they're expecting. Let's do the Greenlawn Abbey one. So
Okay, so Greenlawn Abbey, we never really know, what kind of space we're working with. So fortunately enough, this had 2 levels, and we want to maximize. If you're going to use a beautiful space like that, we want to try to put on a production that can wow you throughout the whole experience. So this place, we actually were able to do 2 rooms. So the first upstairs was where we actually had our cocktail hour, where people were able to engage and have light snacks and take photos, do all sorts of interactive things. People didn't realize that they were actually in a mausoleum, which was the best part.
I love it. I know.
Because it's super spooky. It's not
so
well lit.
cool.
It's
Did
a
you
long.
know that's where you were?
No,
Well, she
I
didn't
went
go
to
to
the
that
Zen
one.
event,
You went to the
but
other one.
because I saw their event in
Okay.
the mausoleum, I was like, I need to be a part of anything they do now.
I was
Okay.
terrified to do it there actually, but I had to have a conversation with myself to, like, we're not being disrespectful. Like, it was so, like, eerie to me at first because
It's
we were
very
actually going to be
Beetlejuice,
dining
Addams
with the
Family.
dead,
Wow.
like the actual dead. But then when I actually stopped thinking so literal, I was just like, this is actually beautiful.
Probably the best time they've had in a long time, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
it's actually it was definitely a memorable time. But with that experience, we were able to kind of guide people out after about an hour and a half of just like excitement and engaging, and just kind of like people were just like, oh, this is it. They thought that was it. So we let them out, and then it was like this door that this level of the room wasn't quite finished, which gave it even more of a spookier feel. And then they opened the door, and all you see was this long table with a dinnerscape and candles, and just
Wow.
it was it
And
was
then
the
they
icing on
all
the cake.
Introduce themselves.
No, we let them in, and they kind of sat where they wanted to sit.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to sit by the person you met, probably.
Probably.
Do most people come by themselves?
Yes. We try to do it that way
Okay.
purposefully because we know that people will gravitate towards
The
people
person
they know, and we don't
Yeah.
want you to do that.
Right.
That defeats the whole purpose. The art of gathering is so interesting. Like, people really just need to take a chance. Like,
Yes.
you know?
Wow. That's
Yeah.
so
That's so
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
And kind of scary. You know, I'm pretty laid back, reserved.
Well, Zen dinner was the total opposite. It was like refreshment. It was a totally different concept. It was
Yeah.
all about being mindful and peaceful, and
Okay.
So it's
You
just
know,
like-
I have my inner bohemian, so I had to hit the Zen
Totally.
dinner up. I was like,
and that was actually the
yes.
first time we did a 2-day dinner experience. So
Yeah.
we flipped that room twice.
That's great. I know, because you had it for both days.
Brett Kaufman, he was really awesome. He reached out to us, his team, after we did the Moroccan theme over at 600 Good Ale,
Yeah.
and that's how we kind of built that relationship with them. And they're awesome.
So, do people pay to come?
Yes. So that's just right now. We just kind of based that off our production. So
It's very fair.
we try to meet people where they're at and where we're at. But there's nothing new under the sun. There's people doing all sorts of dinner parties throughout the world, charging hundreds and thousands of dollars
Right.
for these experiences. But it's not really about that for us. Of course, we have to find a way to have, make this have a monetary value because we want to keep doing them bigger
Right,
and better.
Right.
The guest number will never increase because at that point it just becomes a party.
Okay.
I know there's a certain amount, so you need to get your tickets, because I felt very honored personally when I was like, oh, I want to be part of this, and then they're like, you're accepted, because you have to fill out a little
Yeah.
form.
Well, I will have you know, I have been invited to something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
supposed to take anybody I know.
All right, no.
It's hard to, because we
Ah.
already had a network of people we knew. We have people who subscribe, and then we have people that we meet along the way.
Right.
So we just have to kind of pick from all those pools.
That's cool though.
And it's challenging because we get a lot of kickback from people we know or people who've been waiting, and it's just like,
yeah, you have to be on the list.
So we're
baby.
finding more
It's
ways.
important.
Well, we're just trying to find more ways to engage with the community so that they don't feel like it's such a long wait.
Right, right.
Because any experience that you have is going to be just as valuable as a dinner or a pop up. Or
what are you doing them every 3 months?
Every quarter we do
Yep.
the dinners, but we just started doing pop ups. So we'll probably do at least 2 to 3 maybe in between the dinners,
Cool.
and then we'll try to. We just got our headquarters over at 400 West Rich Street, so we'll try to, engage in activities
Good
over
for
there.
you.
And
great space over there.
Yeah.
So when someone leaves your event, what do you hope they have gained from being there?
A meaningful relationship,
Mm-hmm.
valuable resources, a connection, willingness to take a chance, bet on themselves.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So good. And
who would have thought under those shades?
I wear shades all the time.
There's such a
funny story.
Passionate, powerful person under there.
It's a fire. I've always had it. I just didn't know how to get it out,
So you had a mentor of sorts help you get it out. A friend that kind of said, listen, you're missing out on a great opportunity here. I want you to take your skills and make them bigger and better. What, during your businesses, because you have many hats and a few, tell me what advice you can give to other people when they're scared, when they don't know what to do. They you had someone say hey, wake up, let's do this.
Yeah.
So give some advice to someone else out there right now.
I don't know how to make people sure. It's just I don't know what it takes even really to get people there. Maybe being tired or acknowledging that there's more, knowing that there's more, seeing more, and feeling like, how do I get it?
Yes.
And you're right, you can't make people feel sure, because it really is about taking a risk. And when you take a risk, you're not sure, right?
Yes.
You just have to you're
but you
gambling
commit
on
to
yourself,
it.
which is actually
You commit to
the
it.
piece of it that I like, and I love when people talk about this, is you're betting on yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you really have to put that into the universe. I'm a I'm a fan of the universe. I started out with manifestation, doing silly things like a parking lot. I just wanted to see. But I believe if you really, really put forth that energy, it has no choice.
It comes back to you.
I've tried it with simple things.
Yeah, I totally believe it.
What does it look like when you would want to manifest something for yourself? How do you do that? I'll get child's pose with it and think and breathe when I start to feel anxious or stressed out, and just kind of really dig down and think and be quiet. What do you do when you want to manifest something to happen for you, though?
I literally breathe it in first. I say it and I make myself believe it, because I feel like if there's any inkling of doubt, it's canceled.
Absolutely.
And that's not even up to you. If there's doubt, it's just not going to work. You just have to commit to it. It's like free falling.
Michael, do you have any kind of thing that you do?
I do. I do.
Please tell me.
I sit in total silence, okay? And this might sound crazy to some, but I really think for me, when I am in a quiet space, and it can be in my house, but no noise, no nothing, nobody's bothering me, no phone, I literally will sit there, and I feel like that's when I become most creative. I know it's crazy, but that's what I do. And maybe it's kind of like a meditation thing, but I don't really think of it like that. But I literally just sit in total silence, and that's when I feel like I can catch my breath and I have a clearer outlook on things.
That's so funny, because it's the exact opposite of what I do. So whenever I am being my most creative,
yes,
I literally am give me a room full of chattery voices and total big energy. And then I'm oh my gosh, ideas, you people. So then I'm listen to me. And then I'm give me a whiteboard. We've got markers. I need to do things. We have and I just go really bonkers on it.
You really feed off of people's energy.
I do.
Yeah.
I do both.
And
yeah.
I think I can do both too, but I think I'm that person that kind of needs my own, I need to kind of be able to reflect on what I'm doing and what I'm thinking.
So beautiful.
And it kind of draws, I guess, some things out of me.
It depends on what I'm working on. With music, sure. But also when I DJ, I need their energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you have any events coming up that everybody can come check you out at? What's going
Yes, actually, we have an event coming up September 28th, our Lawless edition of Humans of Columbus. Also, I'll be at Lincoln Social on the 21st.
What kind of music do they play at Lincoln Social?
Every DJ is different. They don't really. It's.
What do you play?
It
Yeah,
just
what do
depends
you
on
play?
I cater to who's there.
Like if JKW was there, would you be playing rap music?
If that's, you know what?
You probably don't think
I
that I
do.
look like that.
I know.
But, like-
Listen, I've done many things. I've
Your
heard it all.
appearance does not throw
I've
her
heard
off.
it all. So no, that doesn't surprise me at all.
No, I'm
Yeah.
like, give me all the hip hop. Who's your favorite artist of all time, and who's your current favorite artist?
Favorite artist? That's really hard.
I know. I'm sorry for being such a
But
jerk.
but I can't give you number one, but I'll definitely give you top three. I'll
Yep.
say Biggie, Nas,
Ah!
and Tupac, just because they
You
were.
gotta
What?
put Tupac in there. I'm not even gonna lie though.
No, you went East Coast on me, and then you went to the other coast. I'm from New York City. Are you kidding me?
That's my whole life.
I'm actually surprised nobody.
Are you
Both
from
sides
New
of
York
the
though?
spe- No, but
said
I'm
Tupac.
no, but I'm on. You know, I feel everything.
All right. I'm
Feel
not gonna hate
everything.
on you for that. Everybody's got opinions.
They're lyricists, though. You got to listen
I
to
know,
the
I
poets.
know, I
Poets, for
appreciate
sure.
them all. I do love Tupac's music. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like fan Biggie number one.
Yeah,
Okay, how about current artists? Like, who are you listening to right now?
it's hard to listen to music now.
Ooh, tell me about it. Tell me about it. It is difficult.
I'd rather keep my words to myself. It's just really hard because it's hard to, you don't really connect. You don't feel anything. It's angry.
Okay, that's not a bad answer.
No, I get it.
What if someone wants to follow you? How they follow you on social?
Pastel_B3E on Instagram, and then humans.of.columbus on Instagram also.
Check out both, you guys. I'm not kidding. And make sure to hit me up with a follow at Welcome Home 614, to like our Facebook page 614Fempreneur, FEMPRENEUR. And fun fact, this Saturday, September 21st, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 1510 West Lane Avenue, we have a first-time homebuyers seminar coming up where you can join us for tons of fun, information on buying your first home, a lender to pre-approve you on the spot, and we're going to have a home inspector there. You can find the free tickets on my Instagram page at Welcome Home 614. Michael, what you got?
Listen, I'm not even buying a house and I'm coming.
I know you come to
That's
all my
how fun
events.
they
It's
are.
for the free alcohol.
Check out No Drip Painting on our Facebook page.
Yes.
And hit us up on 614Fempreneur if you're interested in being a guest or you just want to chat with us.
Thank you, Pastel. You've been amazing.
My pleasure.
You're awesome.
Come see me at
Oh,
Del Mar
do it.
tonight.
Join us.
Yeah.
Del Mar, I love it.